While my eyes on my sheet, blood burning. The way that the kisses are like any other way that I be kissing. Well, I'm kissing what I miss, won't you listen? Brown sugar, babe.
Brown sugar. You know what they say? When you got a taste of that brown sugar, baby. What? My broken nail.
Hey, I am feeling that. Want some of that brown sugar? Hey, ladies, get ourselves together. Let me just make sure this camera is a little clear here.
Yes,
so
girl.
got
We want
this
to see you
together.
around it 3 times.
So we looking good.
Robbie uno dos
Tres.
Ladies. Oh, man.
How are you ladies this Saturday?
We're doing good. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Cass.
We have quite
Hello.
because honestly, listen, after last week's show and we had to sage and cleanse I don't know if there will be any more foolishness like what we experienced last week. But again, every week we seem to uncover a little bit more and a little bit more. But after last week, I think nothing surprises us. But we do have some things. We found a new profession that we're going to be trying because apparently there are. Anyways, before we get into all of that, ladies, let's go around and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order. And welcome everyone to Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Garcia.
Yes, hello everyone. Happy Saturday to you. My name is Garcia. I'm so excited to be here as a part of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. As you know, we talk about all of the foolishness on the internet, but we're trying to make sense of it, which is where the humor comes in. You see, that's why it's funny.
Love that.
That's why you need to watch us every week. Now, you can get a double dose of us on Saturdays because we also have the show replays on Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio. So yes, we are on internet radio, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Check us out on there too, because why not get a double dose? You know what I'm saying? And Telly, what's going on, friend?
It is all good in my hood. It's all good in all of our hood. Hello, everyone. My name is Telly. I am so thankful that we're still on the air because every week we risk our lives, hoping and praying that the Black Twitter won't come and cancel us. But so far, so good. So we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with us and riding with us through our interesting journey of trying to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. Sheba, Queen, let these people know who you is.
Like you just heard, my name is Toshiba, real name Toshiba. And again, we scoured the internet for some of these clips. And honestly, thank you for people who are foolish so we can report on their foolishness. And I'm going to make sure that my partner in crime introduces himself.
It's Robbie 3 times, and I will apologize in advance. Too much wine and chicken wings last night, and it's...
Sometimes we realize our age. You remember when you used to be able to do things in your 20s and...
Yeah. We were just talking about that, Chrissy and I.
Yes.
Because we're in the 20s, you could eat anything, drink as much as you want, and recovery was so easy back then.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a big time case of the itis.
So it's not like, again, we're going to leave that away. He learned his age last night. So we are, but it's Robbie 3 times, so don't bring the Robbie 3 times fire.
Just want to bear with me.
Okay. All right. So here is the thing. When we think of names, right, I think to myself, your name is the greatest gift a parent can give you. I think, when you look at your parents, you think, oh my God, I didn't know that naming babies apparently is a new profession. So we found out as we were scouring that baby naming has become a new thing. And apparently this young lady is capitalizing on this. So woman charges $10,000 per client as a professional baby namer. So this is our first segment of what in the caucasity is going on. But this is a smart lady, apparently, because we've been missing out thinking that we needed to go to school and be doctors and lawyers and all of these big things. Our parents said we could have just been a baby namer. And I'm going to read more about this young lady in a moment. But ladies, what do you think about going to someone and potentially paying that person $10,000 to give you your baby's name?
I mean, I feel like that $10,000 should probably go to the baby's education and raising their picnic, but what do I know?
You know what? This is a service for the 1%. Like right now, I heard Kylie and Travis are having issues naming their baby boy. They had a name for him and then they removed the name. They can afford this woman. Maybe they should hire her.
Whatever happened to people just naming their kid? Like, you know what? Like, people are getting too deep into the name thing. Just name your kid after your grandma.
Not everyone is as creative as Cardi B and Offset with their wave set.
Wave set!
You know? Like, not everyone is as creative.
So cute.
Listen, I envy this woman right now.
That's
honestly,
because
I can't even imagine.
That's some good money. But
what
that
happened to
$10,000 should go
Google?
towards the child, not towards this woman.
What happened to Google? Do you know how
Free
good source Google is? You can.
People already pay for internet, so
And
you might
there's
as well just
already
use it.
names out there. Like Olivia is a beautiful
Beautiful
name.
name. Sophia.
Beautiful, and they're free.
And they're free.
Well, apparently this lady, let me just tell you, she's apparently a genius. We're going to learn about how a genius this woman is. So,
Okay.
a professional baby namer says she charges up to $10,000 per client to help them pick out a name for their child. Recent NYU grad Taylor A. Humphrey, 33, explained to the New Yorker about the rate she charges depending on her client's needs. Her services can range from a consulting phone call to researching names based on genealogical research. However, Humphrey added she's always had an obsession with baby names and launched What's in a Baby's Name in 2015. Her price ranges from $1,500 to $10,000. Recently, she helped a couple name their child Parks, which was chosen after they explained to her that their first kiss was in a town called Parker. Additionally, Humphrey also assists couples who are running out of names while expecting their third or fourth child.
So they paid her $10,000 to name their kid after where they kissed?
What in the caucasity?
As I said, the 1%, her clientele is the 1%, like the Hiltons, the Kardashians. Those are the people that
Beyonce can remember her kids' names. It's no problem.
You notice
I
I said
right?
the Hiltons and the Kardashians,
not black people.
Thank
we don't have time for that. We have better things to do than $10,000.
Thank you.
I
And
think,
paying a baby namer is not one of them.
are missing the point of this a little bit. We're thinking as black people. And we have to use our inner
white self.
Or inner white girl.
We have to channel our white.
My God.
You think about it. What is a tremendous right in thinking like sports is where I'm thinking is. I remember last time we went to a Suns game and we were going down, and I remember getting ready to walk in the Talking Stick Arena, and it was called, what was it called again?
The Footprint Arena.
Right, I started looking around like, we are in the same building, but
what's the name different?
it's naming rights. So see, Chase Field, for instance, think of some of these major stadiums like in the NFL. These companies pay big time money to put their name on these buildings. So this is just kind of an extension of that type of philosophy. The name is more powerful when you say I paid $10,000 for it.
Oh.
But the name is Parks.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That doesn't stand value to
It's
you.
just-
Your
it's just
parents
a
paid
random
$10,000
old
to name you after a place where dogs take a dump.
And here's the thing, we all have names here, obviously, as humans, we all have names. But, it's funny because if anyone was gonna get $10,000 for a name, it should have been my older sister who named me.
Oh, there you go.
Where literally I'm almost like, should I get a copyright for my name? Because people ask if they can use it. I should be asking for money.
Maybe
I should be
this is a new
renting
call.
my name.
That's your next business.
Like NFTs.
Yes.
See, not only are we, see, I hope y'all are listening right now and understanding the juice and the gems that are just
We're
dropping
having
right
a
now.
business strategy.
Just going
call,
from
everyone. Sheba, let's see what we can do about your name. And
Right?
Kelly, come on.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Robbie 3 times.
Robbie 3 times.
How many Robbie 3 times are
I
I don't know.
said
I only know
NFTs.
one.
I said NFTs like I actually know what that is. I just know people pay a lot of money for them, and I'm still not sure what exactly they are.
Well, we're gonna figure it out because Taylor here has figured out how to dupe people into giving her $10,000.
Look,
Yup.
that's genius. To take us, Parker is a pretty familiar name. To say, Parker's taken, so I'm gonna just drop the ER and replace S,
Because there were two people kissing.
and there you go. It's Parks.
Right.
Genius.
Genius. Genius.
I think we can all learn from Taylor or not, whatever. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. You got some bills from graduating from NYU.
Right?
At 33,
At
recent
33,
graduate,
she's
so,
a recent graduate.
she actually had to find herself into this career, which is,
Mhm.
I wonder what her last hustle was.
Okay. Well, good for
I
her.
kind of wonder too now.
She's a hustler. We got to give it to her.
She is.
Indeed.
She's a smart lady.
She created value where there was none.
That's true.
The next time you think about naming your baby, think of Taylor. I'm done. I actually have nothing.
But this is times where
I actually have nothing.
I actually
I have nothing.
salute the caucasity. Like lady, look, if they like it, we love it.
We
What
have,
should you
we
say?
have nothing. What I don't think you're gonna like so much is this next clip. So,
Oh, dear.
there are certain things you sometimes say you should have kept this to yourself. And recently, one celebrity went on I guess if you can call him a celebrity, went on a show and revealed his inner fantasy, and this is what it is. Oh, Jesus.
Talking about it. Been 4 years.
Did you like that?
Huh?
No, what was the role play? Yeah.
The role play.
the roles? This feels like it's gonna be so wrong.
It's so wrong. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
talked about this.
Ah, shit.
I like to be like a runaway slave.
Okay, now. Oh, shit. Oh my God.
I like to play like a runaway slave. I like to play like a disobedient slave with a white woman.
So tell me like what you say. Yes, Ransom. I'm sorry.
It's two of them. Like it's like me getting whooped, right?
You get whooped?
It's like I play like you whip us, but most of them don't want to play like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what white woman goes along with this?
They don't want to play like that. They don't.
Okay.
This is my. It's like, listen, you're gonna act like your master's wife,
And I'm the one.
and I just got whooped by master. Eyeballing
okay.
me. But the whole time you've been really, you like it. You been eyeballing me.
This sounds like some freaky porn.
Right. This is real shit. And then I'm gonna come all sweaty. Right? Just finished getting whooped. And you're gonna say, no, Billy Joe, no. No, Billy Joe, no. Master's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like it. This is on script. This is on script.
So white women have along with this and done this. He's speaking from experience.
Nobody really went along with it. Like I stood up on the wall and said, come on, let's act it out. And you're like, man, are you crazy?
What if they call you the N-word?
See, this is
Because this comes with it.
This is where it goes deep. And this is where I'll probably be canceled like this.
You be like, go ahead.
I don't know if I can say this.
Say it.
I'm gonna take Gigi's advice.
I want to know.
I don't know, because it's not right, though.
But this is fantasy stuff,
This is
so.
all fantasy shit,
Yeah,
though.
okay. In the fantasy world.
In the fantasy world, because of this, nobody's ever did it.
Mm-hmm.
So the other fantasy is that they whipping me and they calling me a nigga.
What?
that usually went too long, first of all. They should have cut this man off the minute he said his dirty ass fantasy. That's one. And two, maybe he said, I don't know if he's trying to I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know. Regain his career. I don't know.
Y'all leave
that went way too long.
That's his version of BDSM, I guess, man. Like, but yeah, I think he was like playing and being silly and like trying to have some fun with it because he said nobody's actually did it because like all of the white girls on his Instagram like blocked him like simultaneously though because they do not want to be implicated in this whole situation. No, I love black guys.
I have nothing.
Oh man,
I have nothing.
I think
Nobody's gonna make it happen for Leno though, man. Like I hope he gets.
What I want to know is why are we all like this? Like, why do we need to go on these random, go on random blogs or video things and talk about how we want our lovers to show some way of abuse towards us? I'm like, hey, okay, if that's your thing, listen,
on you.
But please do not be coming up on these podcasts and whatnot and telling people whatever.
Girl.
Like, do not tell these stories out on these streets because the smart white women anyway would never. They'd be like, nope, because they're smart and they want to be canceled.
No. Can you imagine her like telling the world she has this fantasy of like a man in a ski mat is coming up behind her, she's putting her key in the door.
That's exactly
and
what I said to the girl.
The whole thing happens, right? And then I come up like, what's going on in here? And she realizes that was actually a burglar, so her fantasy kind of...
It's all of it's bad. None of this is good. All of this is bad.
Yes.
Why? That's my only why.
Yeah.
Why? What happened to you, sir, that this is something that you think about? A white woman? No. Why?
I give that. This is his version of like bondage and
why?
And stuff.
Why?
Why that?
Why? Why? That's all I got is why. Why? Why would your fantasy be having a white woman call you the N-word and pretend you were being whooped? And
a
why?
bad boy, like I'm trying to tell you, he's a bad boy and he needs to be punished. So
I say, let me ask, as black women, after hearing that, would you want to have relations with him?
No!
No.
I don't even want him as an acquaintance.
And if I knew, if I was in a relationship with a white man and he was like, hey, I know.
Let's reenact the slavery days.
I'll be
the massa.
Let's
and you be the runaway slave.
Let's pretend this is Django Unchained and
I'm Leonardo
DiCaprio and
you'll be Kerry Washington. And
no.
What part of him did he think was that? It's speechless, honestly. I don't know.
There are so many other things you can fantasize about. There are some great, nice things.
That are not what he said.
Why?
He said he knew he was kind of going down a
range.
Here's the thing. He then came back, because I didn't even bother to play the second part. He then comes back and says, this was a joke for which we apparently missed the punchline.
Where was the punchline?
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
As black women, we should be insulted. As white women, they should definitely be insulted.
Absolutely.
I think even white men should be insulted. Like, it's just all insulting. I don't know. As a black man, for you to really come out and say you want and he was very specific.
Yes.
You want a white woman to do this to him.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't funny because
not even role playing with a black woman pretending she's white and doing that. He's very specific. It needs to be a white woman, and she's Massa's wife.
Yeah.
That's why I want to know, where was the punch? He's like, oh, you missed the punchline.
No, there's
where was it?
He
He talked a lot, and maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear anything.
He had it all
where
thought
he says,
out.
uh-huh,
He had a whole plot.
He had a whole plot. Too much
This
detail.
is no different, really, than when that influencer Aries said that she wishes her boyfriend would hold a gun to her head, to her head, and threaten her. It's the same sort of weird, demented sort of thing where it's like, why did you say that out loud? Like,
and you think it's okay?
And he added more. He could have stopped at that one, the runaway slave. But then when he went into the other one, it was like, dude. Why? I don't have.
That the punchline?
We're done with him. I'm actually. I just feel like the audience. Why?
Yes, naturally, it was a huge disgrace.
Such a disgrace.
It was a huge disgrace.
Why?
It was horrible. That wasn't called for.
Why? I usually I have so much more, but why?
Girl, that's a great question. I wish we had an answer.
Because I'm a very open-minded woman, but this was one I heard it several times, and I'm like, why, sir? Why?
Yeah, it's certain things that, like, again, we have a show. We all know that we talk about all kind of personal stuff,
right?
Goes on between us and all of that. So, but I think there's certain topics that just bringing them up, it's kind of like that's like. If a Jewish guy sat up saying, I want a German woman to play commandant and put me in an oven or something like that, like, yeah, that person would have a much bigger backlash than Mano getting right now. So, yeah, chill out, fam. Like, we know, like, you know, just take the L, bro.
Why? I'm going to continue the question of why in this next story because I love you and I pray we are living through this life forever. But if for some reason you do something to piss me off, I guarantee you what this lady did, I will never do to you. And I really have to play the clip. What's even better, she was telling it as a story time as she put her makeup on. But apparently this is a trend. So let's hear what this young lady said she did to her ex-boyfriend.
Why do I feel like this is
On how I pooped in my ex-boyfriend's car. I had like an inkling that he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. So the investigator in me went full force to find out what he was doing and who he was doing it with. During my investigation, I found this address that he had frequently visited. I had to further investigate, and I found out it was a girl's house that he had been that I had some weird feelings about, right? So I'm like, all right, hold up. So that's what I did. I'm knocking on the door. I'm calling him. I am honking, outside looking like a complete idiot, okay? It dawns on me to go to his car, and first my intention was to do something to the car, to damage the car, of course. But I didn't have any weapons on me to hurt the car, but I did have my bubble guts. So I did my thing in the front seat, and I was really quick about it because I was scared that they were going to come outside and see me defecating in his front seat.
Okay, so there's more. Let me play the part 2. Sorry, of this clip, because she goes off because she thinks she's quite clever.
And women were supporting her.
And I hopped back in my car and I took off. But when I left, I sent him a text message. Since you want to put me through all this, sit in my way home or something like that. I don't know. It was very clever, whatever it was.
So let me just again read what this says. Woman goes viral on TikTok after explaining how she pooped in her cheating boyfriend's car. Since you want to put me through ish, you can sit in my ish on the way home. Yes, naturally fierce. What is exactly the question?
What's
wrong with people?
What is going on here? Isn't those okay? The type of behavior she's eliciting isn't that if the roles were reversed, he'd have a restraining order and order protection on her. Isn't that stalker behavior? Because again, this is where I don't understand this modern world. Notice she didn't say her husband, where I could, maybe be like, yo, bro, that's your wife. You weren't supposed to be doing what you was doing, and your wife, she might be throwed. But for all we know, she just gave herself the designation of his girlfriend, and this could be some dude that's trying to get rid of her for like
obvious reasons.
Right. The girl's a nut.
And wow, like
Listen, who does that?
property damage, like just wow. Where again,
Yes.
like wow.
My thing is where is the self-respect? Like, where has human self-respect gone? You go and you tell this story with no shame. Like, that was what got me. I'm like, wait a minute. She's telling a story about how she did this to her boyfriend's car. And for all I know, you two were probably dating for like, what, 3-6 months? And you do this. And now you're sitting on TikTok or wherever, and you are sitting there boldly talking about how you did this.
My favorite part was when she said she didn't have a weapon to mash up the car with.
Obviously. Because obviously,
turns the next obviously. Thing.
Like
her bowels.
Obviously. That's the obvious thing to do.
You're such a woman. Why would I have a weapon?
Just take out my gun and start shooting out his side of his car and take a knife and just slice.
But the problem is the fact that she felt like the obvious thing to do after knocking on the door and him not answering was to then damage his car. It was just like, of course. It was like a nonchalant. Like, you're crazy. I would not, first of all, none of that sequence would have been my natural reaction.
No.
I know he's cheating, I go bye-bye.
I just leave.
I confront him, he confirms cheating. If it's not for me, then I'm leaving. My obvious reaction is to track him, go to some woman's house who I do not know, who may have a gun, I don't even know what state she's in, and shoot my box side. I don't know if I'm the side piece and that's his wife. No, knock on this person's door and then think, okay, well, I'm going to damage the car. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have a weapon. Let me go poop in his car. Like, none of that goes through my sequence of thoughts.
No.
I don't choose violence. No. I'm sorry. I don't choose violence.
No.
And I feel, I don't know how old this woman is because honestly.
Too old.
Sorry?
Well, however old she is, it
doesn't matter. But, I'm just saying that I don't understand the mind journey that gets you to that point.
Like, who hurt you?
Like, I don't.
Who hurt her? Or did she grow up seeing this from her mom? I mean, the apple never falls far from the tree.
And we could go deep and be like, listen, maybe she grew up in a home that's broken or something because
for her to say, oh, obviously I don't have a weapon, so I'll just use my shit to defend myself. Like, what? What happened to just
First of all, why do you need to do anything?
Why do you need to leave your mark? Why do you feel like he needs to know that he hurt you?
Because for me, it would have meant, oh, we need to have a talk. So when he, gets home or whatever, we're going to talk about the issues we are having.
This woman, however old she is, she's a complete fool. And to her to think that, oh, this is going to be great, everyone's going to be on my side and high-five me. Girl, what did you expect?
This is, again, I have to bring him up. When Uncle Kevin talks about the modern woman and how ridiculous, this is the fact that in her mind, she recorded this and posted it. When she reviewed it and she edited it and she did all of that, she said, no, great. This is great. Women are going to support me. And the issue is there's some women who will support her.
Oh, yeah. That's the sad part.
I predict a rise of defecation in automobiles this summer. I think the police need to treat this like a serious matter.
Oh, man.
Whole new definition of hot girl summer right there, boy.
I actually, again, why?
There's a lot of why.
Series of whys.
I don't have one.
No, because I just don't. None of this is ever. It's never even gone through my mind to damage an ex's car. It's never gone. None of it. Like, break their stuff, damage their stuff, bleach their stuff. Like, none of it really just goes through my sequence of thoughts because why does someone have that much power over you?
Thank you. This man should take her to small claims
should.
court. She broke into his car. Like, this is an actual crime.
Yeah.
Like, and she's an idiot. She put it on social media so everyone can put the face to the action. He should bring her to small claims court and get her charged for breaking and entering into his car and vandalizing his car and have her pay for the cleaning.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine
He
taking
deserves
that car to
$5,000
go and
back
get
He needs to
cleaned?
call the People's Court.
Imagine taking that car to go and get detailed. Imagine how much you have to pay for that. People don't normally take their car that have human feces in it to go and get detailed.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Anyhow, so we are going to do, Robbie 3 Times hasn't even been taking notes because he's just whatever, but Robbie 3 Times, are you good to talk about the 3? Because we'll just go through it.
Yes, he can.
In our first segment with 3 minutes of Robbie 3 Times and go.
All righty, we started off like, okay, the first segment could have been like, be more like white people. Like, this is one where as much as we're making jokes and stuff, I have to admire this young woman's entrepreneurship, her genius, and her salesmanship. This young woman has convinced 1%ers that if they're having a hard time, which most parents, it's a lot of back and forth. It's making a final decision. That's how that child is going to carry themselves throughout the world. Let's just throw 10 G's at it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And again, she is a pioneer and a trailblazer. She created a market where there is none. Like, salute to you, ma'am. I can't say a whole lot about it now. Brother Mano, like, and yo, Mano's a G man, real talk. But when jokes go wrong, kind of where it just meets, like, bro, I know you got another fantasy or two that you could have whipped out there that just were a bit more palatable. I think there's certain events, and that's part of the things. It's like, yeah, I'm sure he was joking, but like the number of sex crimes that were committed during like antebellum slavery and things like that is just, I think if you really sit back and think of it, you realize how kind of insensitive that joke. And again, if you got that fantasy, bro, that's your right. You got that fantasy, but that's like, again, having there's certain events that have happened in the world that it's hard to make light of or make funny of or be playful about just because they were kind of that serious. And maybe that's part of our issues is we don't take what happened to us during slavery serious enough because, well, if we did, we would realize we're still living through the after effects of it, you know, but to each his own. And then my favorite story, and if you notice, the font is the same on this story as is the first story about the baby name, so I gotta figure out. They obviously have great news stories, you know, like they cover a wide variety of topics, definitely. This is again like this is why honestly protect black women sounds like a joke to most black men. Stuff like this. Like, and again, that ain't really funny, but that's kind of a dry mic moment. It's like, if y'all want black men to do a better job of protecting black women, do a better job of eviscerating ding-dongs who do stuff like this and think that it's cool, like to violate a man. Like, you know how many little trees he needed to freshen his car up after that? Like, that man got a whole dashboard. We got like 1,000 little trees hanging from his rear mirror.
And yeah, Robbie 3 Times said what he said.
Oh,
And
God.
Garcia, talk to the people.
Yes. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform to discuss and make sense of the foolishness on the internet. You can listen to us again on replay, on internet radio through Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So check us out on there. We would appreciate that love. And of course, join us every Saturday right here on IG Live at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We always have a good time, and if you need a good laugh, you don't need the news. You need not your typical girl talk. That's what you need, girl. So definitely check us out here every Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And let's get on with the madness that is this show sometimes.
So, go ahead,
Can
Robbie.
I just make a statement? So I was kind of thinking about it, and it's like, how can you have that level of energy and bad and like vitriol for someone who, like, I just really feel like if you're not someone's wife, like you have not really, like, how do you feel that you got the right to, like, that should be an acceptable way for you to react? Like, just stop messing with the dude.
I agree.
Something so simple. Just stop.
You have no
Why
time.
is she adding more problems to her life? Why?
Anyhow, so let's talk about happy occasions. I think having a baby is an amazing happy occasion, and I think a lot of women really want their partners involved in every aspect. And in the next week, we're going to show you this partner was super, maybe a little bit too involved in what is happening with his new baby. So we're going to show this clip in the next section in the Call Cassidy.
Boy, I'll be so sure. Keep that funny money. I always see you.
So we're going to put this on pause for a second. So for those on the radio, what we just witnessed is a baby reveal. And it was a young white man, and his girlfriend or wife, and he found out he was having a boy. And instead of running to his partner and giving her a hug, he had his whole baseball team out there ready to go. It was hilarious. Poor ladies on the outside. This is actually the best I have seen all week. Ladies.
She was on the outside
Yeah,
looking in.
I'm sorry. No, that was very funny. I'm like, and I know, that he got a mouthful when they got home. Because imagine the Instagram photos and all of that. She's standing out here like a loser.
Like, can I have some love too?
With her belly, like,
She's the
and
one
they're all over there like,
Who's that girl at your
Like-
gender reveal?
The way how he just flung down the bat and dived into his friends. Well, the poor woman's like, hey, he just, like, she didn't exist. She got lost. She's like, oh my God.
She put her phone out like a spectator. She was like,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah. They did it again.
Listen, he was excited. He's having a boy, and he brought all of his boys to celebrate his. They were about 15, 20 guys deep. Like, I've never seen that many men at a gender reveal ever.
And can you imagine, like, if that ball busted and it was pink? Well, they would have been like, boo! Like,
oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no. That would have sucked.
and then you were really for a boy, so, like, that response was so obvious. Like, I would have loved to see the pink ball burst. Like, now that reaction would have been priceless.
She's even wearing blue. Like, think about it. She's even wearing blue. So she was clearly hoping for a boy. And that's the worst part, because she probably is also hoping for a boy. So this was a moment for him to embrace her. He just went, and they were like, oh, they didn't even notice she was there. They almost pushed her over.
Right. They literally, it was like Jumanji when all the animals like came into town and like
ran over,
bulldozed everyone. That's basically what it was.
She got bulldozed, y'all.
That poor.
I mean,
Her and the baby got no love.
I normally don't laugh at other people's pain, but that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
And it's we only want to
That
talk
was
about it for
awesome.
a short while, but we had to bring in with the first segment of all of the wives. We thought this was a great clip to bring in some laughs. Because the next thing we're going to talk about, we're sorry, Kate, Catherine, whatever your name is.
Katie.
We're sorry that your boyfriend, fiance,
Colby
husband.
is so insensitive.
Yeah. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
you and your growing family.
We'll give you an air hug. We'll do what your man should have did.
Girl, next time invite all your girlfriends from your Pilates class because
Or your yoga
or
your
need
book
some
club.
support to come.
Because girl, you got
You
shafted.
need more support. Yeah, you got.
Girl got shafted. She got pushed.
She got moved. The men were so excited they forgot she was the vessel for carrying the boy child.
Right.
And they got moved.
Right.
Well, the father and his boys
Right.
came together.
They were chanting.
They were chanting.
They were ready. They had practiced this. Like again, now I think about what you're saying. They probably had practice. If it's a boy, my dude, like a girl, we're just gonna, because no, that's not what we want here. We want a
That
boy.
was clearly a baseball team.
Yes, it
some
was.
type of designation or something like that. I think they were.
They came together because they wanted a boy. We want a boy. The whole team wanted a boy. Not what the couple wanted. The team wanted a boy. Well, we hope they're still together. We wish them well. People who are not together, some of them, is in this new show. So a new show, if you haven't known, Ultimatum, took over TV.
Fist bump. That show was awesome. Like, I normally don't get into reality TV like that.
If you have not seen the show, we are about to show you a clip.
Messy.
And watch
So
for
messy.
spoilers because
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're not gonna
I'll
spoil
tell you
that.
why if you haven't seen it all.
It was.
Sorry, there will be spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
So here is the little clip of what the show was about. So we're gonna play it for you.
Right, and I'm giving my boyfriend Zay an ultimatum. Zay has the full package with me because I stay in the gym, I have a degree, I cook, I clean, and I know how to I don't think he's gonna find that with these other girls.
So what is one thing that you want to get out of hanging with and spending time with different guys?
I would try to find somebody who's the opposite of you and just kind of see how that goes. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see who we click with.
How do you think that would help you though?
Maybe just seeing if the grass is greener and reminding you the qualities that I really do love about you.
Why would you pick somebody that's so opposite me and you're trying to make it work with me?
I thought that was the whole point of this experiment, was to just like date somebody different and then come back to our original like pairing. Right? If Zay's not ready to take that next step and start our family and our careers and move into this next part of our lives, I'll have to move on.
Would you ever issue your partner an ultimatum?
Nope.
I think she knows the answer to that one. Like,
Yeah, I think that, before I saw the show and after I saw the show, my answer stayed the same. No, I would never offer them an ultimatum. I would never do this show. I did find it interesting, what it would be like for someone in their 40s and over to be on a show like this. And Nick Lachey, Vanessa, if you all are ever hearing this, I want to see you guys do this with a group of 40-year-olds and up.
Never.
I want to see if that will actually ever happen.
No.
And even if it did, it wouldn't look anything like what happened here. Because what happened here, what made this show good was the idea that no one knows how to communicate. No one has done any growth before they got into the show. And most of them, this is like their first, third, second or third relationship in their entire life. That's why the show is so good, because messy.
Rob said something the other day which was so interesting, and I wish if you probably should have been a consultant on the show. If you have to if you have to give someone an ultimatum, you're already in a place of low leverage.
Yeah, that's it. The person doesn't want to marry you, so just move on.
The show started because Nick Lachey and Vanessa, for those that are curious, they actually did this. They were in, their marriage relationship, and they decided they were having issues. They decided, okay, we're going to allow each other to date one person and see what it's like to be in other relationships.
I think it goes that he wanted to have children with her, and they weren't married yet. And she said to him, "No, I want to be married before I have children."
Yes.
And he was like, So the two of them,
went and
explored.
With one other person. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. They allowed each other to step out with specific people, not just run out here and just find everybody. Mm-hmm. But they did that, and then after going through that experiment themselves, they found that they loved each other. And this is what inspired the show, which is kind of like the second part of like Love is Blind. But what I found interesting is, the show starts and you have these couples, and it was interesting to see the people that offered the ultimatums. They were the ones that lost.
They were the ones that were the most mad. And it's like, you can't get mad.
Like, if this was a game, they're the ones that lost.
Like, how do you issue an ultimatum that get mad that someone's committed to the process that you put them through?
Exactly.
So I tell Rob, marry me or else. And he goes on a show and he starts dating an amazing woman who shows him like, oh my God, this is how easy a relationship could be. Then I get mad at him for enjoying the experiment that I put him in, and had I shut my backside up, he wouldn't have ever met this person.
Thank you.
Man.
Hi, Shanique.
I'm
like, Shanique, what did you expect?
I'm a Taurus, and like an ultimatum is almost like reverse psychology to me.
Exactly.
It's like you issue an ultimatum to get me to do something almost, because the minute you say, if you do this, I'm gonna do that. I want to see you do that, and I'm just gonna go do it. Like
ultimatums would never work for all.
Yeah, like I think one of the quotes they keep on using through the show is, psychologists say that if you actually want your relationship to mash up, offer ultimatums, and then the only thing you're gonna get out of an ultimatum is a faster answer.
That's it.
Marry me or else. Okay, well, I don't want to marry you.
Yeah.
You got your answer.
Did you see the one video on TikTok
That's
talking
it.
about?
The end. You got your answer.
Issued her boyfriend an ultimatum that she just put herself in a pickle, saying she was moving to Las Vegas in 3 months and didn't have any plan. It was just something she blurted out of her mouth to try to give him an ultimatum, and
he helped her pack her bags and make her move to Vegas.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's the thing: women in the comments were mad at him.
how?
Black women, protects Black women.
Oh. Okay.
So again, just to repeat what happened, we're together. I think I can force Rob's hand to marry me. So I blurt out, I'm moving to Vegas. Vegas. I say 3 months go along, go back and forth. Rob comes and helps me because I'm packing my car because I say I'm moving to Vegas. And Rob comes to help me pack. I start crying because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to move. And he literally says, okay, bye. Women said that she dodged a bullet. And it was basically on him because he wasted 3 years of her life.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Maybe he was a smart man and just thought that, like, if you really loved me and you really understood, like, the nature of this relationship, you wouldn't be sinning.
Men choose wives, sis.
Thank
if
you.
he's not choosing you, maybe he's telling you something. Rob likes to say 2 things. First thing, men don't like hurting women's feelings.
Right.
Okay. Second thing is when men choose wives. So if you have to choose or have to force someone to marry you, it's an indication, girl, that maybe you're not his wife.
That's all.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
I think that, what the show shows people is that it's okay to not marry someone just because you were with them for 2 to 3 years.
That's it.
Maybe that relationship was only there for you to grow more or to realize that you needed to learn more. You don't have to get married just because, oh my God, we've been together for 2 years and we didn't get married yet. And I offered him an ultimatum because I've spent a whole like 24 months with this man and he doesn't want, like, girl, come on. He doesn't want to marry you.
Girl, that's April.
And
Well, naturally,
yeah,
Fair says there's an update about. Naturally, Fair is saying I think there's an update between Shanique and her boyfriend Raymond. She said there was an update. They're best friends now, and she said she never wants to get married, which is ridiculous. Because if you are meant to be a wife, you don't change wanting to be a wife because the person you were with didn't make you a wife. You continue to date men who want how to have wives. So again, the fact that you went on this show, said you wanted to be a wife, but the reality is you were not ready to be a wife.
That was my position. I was like,
right.
maybe he just looked at it from the perspective of, after 3 years, you still hadn't fooled him into thinking that you were she still hadn't submitted to him, obviously, because she issued him an ultimatum. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I told you, we were talking about it the other day. He's not going to break up and not have no cooch. Like, why would he do that? But he knows that she's going to wind up leaving him eventually because he's going this way and she wants to go that way.
No. Okay, naturally, first corrected. She said, no, this is the Vegas lady. The Vegas lady now says she never wants to get married. Girl, because you were never a wife.
Because you played yourself.
Because you were never a wife. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. He did not feel as if he found a good thing. Hence why he chose not to marry you. Again, when ladies stay in these relationships, I don't blame the man. I blame you. If you stay in a relationship when you want something and you're not getting it, you leave. Rob was very clear about what it is that I wanted at the end of our relationship and what our life was going to be like. I was very clear and I would be willing to walk away if I did not get that. So we agreed right in the beginning. Rob said if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't want marriage again. You want it, and I want to be with you, and so I will definitely marry you. If it was another woman, I wouldn't want marriage because I don't care for it a second time around. That's what you want to hear from your man. But if I just say, you are going to marry me, or I'm packing up my bags and you will never see me again, no, sis, if that has to cross my mind, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that, again, what made this show is the idea. They made sure to get a bunch of people that have big issues with communication. Like I'm sure anyone watching the show sat there and yelled at the TV literally every 5 minutes because it's like, what are you saying? Wait a minute. You want this person to say sorry, but you're not giving them the chance to say it because you keep talking. Ray, hi. That girl, like, and you know what? I liked her and Jake's connection, but at the end of it all,
the reunion, girl. The reunion revealed exactly why she needs some therapy and inner work. She is lost in the sauce.
Yes. We find out that, girl, you shouldn't have been offering any sort of ultimatum because you weren't ready for any type of, like, she wasn't really ready for any type of relationship with anyone. She was fooling herself for that entire show because now she admitted on the show, she's like, now I'm just, opening up to my sexuality. And I'm like, girl, if you're just opening up to your sexuality, where were you going to go and marry someone? To do what? Get a divorce?
Her wishy-washiness is bothersome. And I think usually wishy-washy people need a stern type of relationship because when you don't know what you want, you kind of need someone to tell you. And that's all I'll leave that about that. But certain part of me, she's got a little Brittany Renner going on with her, obviously.
So, ladies, our advice to you would be, if you need to issue an ultimatum, you need to move on. They don't generally work for you. They will backfire on you. And you should be very clear throughout your relationship. What is it that you want? Because again, the word that Garcia keeps using, communication, is key. If you go into the relationship wanting one thing and you change midway, you should communicate that. Robbie, 3 times.
No, I just like ladies in long-term relationships. When you're sitting back wondering why hasn't this man married me, and the follow-up question maybe should be, what have I done to make him want to marry me? And if you run out of stuff pretty quickly with that second question, that's probably the answer to the first part of it.
Well, you just dropped some gems, and I was supposed to start your 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times.
Oh, I could do
You just dropped a lot of
all
gems.
stories.
So gender reveal was first, and go.
Gender reveal was hilarious. Like again, frat boys gone wild was basically could have been the other title to that. Oh, he got a heck of an earful when he got back home. He might have got punched a couple of times. He is so embarrassed, so humiliated. That it was literally the caption on was that, like in the TikTok voice, who's that girl at your gender reveal? Because it doesn't even look like she belongs there.
Poor thing.
Poor thing. So Kate, we are so sorry of what you went through. Air hugs from us here. That we totally understand it, but I bet you probably got a few more of those events in your life with this guy because he is clearly a frat boy. If you notice, one of the most G things about that clip is he has on white sandals. Okay, that is white privilege.
All of them.
Jail right there. He is out on the baseball field with white sandals taking a swing. Go ahead, Colby. What was the second story?
Ultimatum.
Oh, the ultimatum. Yes, we should not have as much fun watching that show as we did, but I knew I was like, wait, they did what? And then I was just like, yeah, this has to be a bunch of 20-something-year-olds because nobody in their 40s who actually has found a good relationship would dare put it through some foolishness like this. Like, do you crash your car to test the airbags? Like,
I bet you Nate would. I guarantee you, Nate.
He needs some kids.
He wants kids like hell, and
he just did
he doesn't want them. But I feel he would crash a car.
It's so hard. It's so hard to talk about the show without spoiling. But imagine being like issuing an ultimatum, and then the other person is so much more willful than you that you actually wind up caving on your ultimatum and just slinking like, okay, you know, I don't want kids either. You know, like. Yeah, that show was amazing. Yeah, and if make it through the show, if nothing else, just to get to the reunion, because the reunion is 5-star messy. Just
It was very 5-star messy.
Awesome television. Jake, oh man, salute you. I know you felt like Seth Curry instead of Steph up there, man. Like, it was
real. What was up with his hair?
Yeah,
like, what was that?
Like Steph Curry when he had the braids, man. Like, it just.
Yeah, but like, he didn't kill it how Steph did. Like.
and can you imagine the reunion being the first time it was admitted that the two people had taken the next step in their trial marriage? I couldn't imagine it on national TV. Anyways, we won't ruin it, but watch the ultimatum.
Oh yeah, poor Randall was sitting up there kind of like, it sucks.
Like,
Randall's face and everything always made me laugh.
the whole
messy
thing. It was messy, but watch it because honestly, if you're thinking about issuing an ultimatum to your partner, that show will make you think again. Just pack up your bags
and just leave.
It is not worth it. But before we go, Telly, talk to the people and let them know what's up.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching and for listening. We are all over the internet. Wherever you go on social media, we are there. So find us under the name @NotYourTypicalGirlTalk. And if you love watching us and listening to us, don't forget to find us on iHeartRadio. That's right. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Radio Regent, for giving us the opportunity to have us talk and make sense of the foolishness on the internet. So you can listen to us on iHeartRadio, other way around, on Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time, hello. We are the Not Your Typical Girl Talk Crew. We are so thankful that you are here to listen and watch us. Join us every Saturday time. Till next time, everyone. Have a fabulous weekend. Do make sure you watch the ultimatum because if you're looking for some drama.
Yeah, Netflix is killing it, man. They got Love is Blind, too. Like, I don't even like stuff like that, but I cannot help it.
It's your, I'm
Guilty pleasure.
there you go.
Guilty pleasure.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Netflix clearly understands love. Because they
Goodbye, everybody. We will see you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.